common application. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I thought I'd take a quick walkthrough because there's a couple things that are a little different, especially when you're applying from abroad. All right, so if you haven't already, you want to go to here, Never Registered, and create an account for yourself. I have created a dummy account, so I'll put that in. Okay, not a bad idea to keep this username and password in a couple safe places. Maybe give your parents the username and password. Maybe send it to me as well. I do keep accounts for all of you, and actually I think I want to show you that real quick because it will give you a feel for exactly what you're going to be looking like when we get to December. I was meeting with a student today and I said, I don't want to scare you, but this is what it's going to look like when we have all of your essays done. Okay, so this is one student's essays file. Lots and lots of work in front of us. Anyway, if you want to send me your username and password, I'll keep that safe for you in case you lose it. Okay, when we first log in, it logs into My Colleges, and here we can add colleges that we plan to apply to. We're actually going to be able to easily delete these later if we want as well. As you can see, I can highlight Johns Hopkins University, and I can decide to remove this college. Go ahead and remove it, and it's going to be gone now. We can add colleges by coming to this field, and we'll just add, you can actually just start typing something, and various options will show up. Come on, various options, show up. Of course. How about definitely now we'll get some options. All right, so University, Boston University, and so you can do that, and then you can just click on the one you want to add and say quick add. So that's how you can add some of your colleges. I think most of you should have final lists at this point, or at least tentative lists. You might as well go ahead and add those. Next thing I'll explain here is, okay, instructions. Lots of good information in instructions. Open that up in a different tab so I can show you that. But I'm going to cover a lot of those areas as I go through it today. But if we go into instructions, you've got all of these different areas. And so you can look at if there's anything in particular that you don't know. It's good to go and look there before you contact me, but I'm always available also. Then we have all of these light gray areas here. That represents your main application. So this is going to be what every college gets, the same application. There is, and I always get this question, there is an opportunity to change your main application, meaning you can have a different main application for different schools. If you want to do that, we can talk about that more in person, and I'll show you how that's done. Going through these in particular, let's go to the Future Plans area, the first page. Now, Future Plans is the only part of this light gray or main application that is different for each school. So you see right now Claremont McKenna is highlighted. In here, Claremont McKenna wants to know these specific things about me or my decision. Do I want to apply early decision 2, or regular decision? Am I applying for need-based financial aid? Am I applying, or would I like merit-based financial aid? I think we've all spoken about how need-based aid can definitely hurt your chances of getting into a school. That's probably a longer conversation. If you're applying for aid, then we should talk more about that. Merit-based scholarships do not typically hurt your chances, so you could always say yes to merit-based aid. And then they ask your academic interests, and even if you're not exactly sure what you want to study, you can just put whatever you feel you're interested in here. Nobody's going to hold you to these decisions. And this one, even more so, nobody's going to hold you to these decisions. I don't even know why they asked this question, but anyway, come closest to what you think you might want to do. I guess it's a good point to note here that every question that has a little yellow dot like this, that has to be answered. So even if you don't know exactly what you want to do as a career interest, you have to answer that. Not really sure why, but that particular question. All right, coming to the applicant page. Most of this is self-explanatory: name, date of birth, your address. Some of you might have trouble fitting your whole address into this field. It does have limitations. Just figure out the best version of your address that a letter would actually be received at your house if the mailman was reading that address. You're rarely going to get any mail from colleges through snail mail anyway, but it does have a limitation to how much you can put in there. Then here I should point out in the phone number, you can't put in plus, but you have to put in 3 digits for the country code. So put in 0 and then your country code. In most cases for you guys, that'll be 91. And then you can put a mobile number or a landline number. Again, they're probably not going to be calling anyway. I should also point out here that you can always press save and next, save and check for errors. Actually, errors get checked even if you push save and next, so you can just push save and next. Coming to demographics, again, pretty self-explanatory, but I'll point out this window. If you're not a U.S. citizen, you would just, well, if you are a U.S. citizen, then you're going to indicate that up here. U.S. citizen or U.S. national. If you are not a U.S. citizen, then you're going to have to fill out this one. And in most of you guys' cases, you will put, I do not hold a U.S. non-immigrant visa. If your tourist visa says a B2 visa, you can put that in here. Probably none of you are going to have any of these other ones. Okay? For most of you, this will be sufficient. It actually is the same thing as a tourist visa because it means you're going to need a new visa to go and study there. And the rest is pretty explanatory. I do want to stop at language. For those of you who do not want to be asked to take the TOEFL test, you should put that your first language is English, and then check all the way across here. You can, in addition, put any other languages that you speak, but make sure you put first language as English, then you won't have to take the TOEFL test. Those of you who might have a critical reading score of 620 or less, you may want to take the TOEFL score. You can ask me, take the TOEFL test. You can ask me about that at a later stage. All right, next, come to the family page. Okay, it's taking some time. Okay, that'll happen sometime. That's why you want to log off regularly or save regularly. Okay, what is going on? All right, coming to the family page. Yes. In the family page, you're going to put out various stuff about your parents. They a lot of this stuff was on the basic information sheet I originally sent to you. Okay, the tricky part, a lot of times this becomes an issue down here where it says the CEEB code, and that is for the college that your parents went to. If your parents went to, say, Mount Carmel's College in Bangalore, you're not going to find the CEEB code. In fact, you won't find them for most colleges in India. So just click on this drop-down menu, come down to India. You can select the city, Bangalore. And if you want, you can put it in the school name, but not really necessary. Okay, so in Bangalore, there are no schools. And so then the question is, what do I do? Just press search again. Don't find it the second time, they give you this link saying, click here to indicate not found in your application. So then when you click that, it puts in 000, and then you can type in the college right here. Mount Carmel, whatever. Okay, and the year it was received, etc. Okay, then we go on to the next page.